You ever call that your poops that?
Yeah, and you just said it live on YouTube.
Do you think I care?
Uh, no, but I'm just letting you know. You just said it live on YouTube.
Do you think I care? I'll tell the whole YouTube world.
Tell them again.
It's I call it the Mexican surprise. It's when
Now
you get done.
that is racist.
Not racist.
That is
Mexican surprise.
That is so racist.
Let me tell you what it is, and it'll make more sense. Okay.
All right.
So you're taking number 2, big poopy, and you sit there for a while because you want to, if anything's lingering, may have some stomach grumbles or whatever. So you get done, right? You go sit down. You think life is normal, but then the Mexican surprise happens, and turns out you got to poop again, but it's more of the liquid rage poop is what I call it. Second time around, you're like, "Whoa, dude!"
So, what do you think you might have eaten that caused such an issue?
I know exactly what it was. Actually, I went to A&W. If you're not familiar with A&W, I'm sorry for you.
Of course I am.
A&W.
Of course I am.
Huh?
Of course I am.
Okay, let's make sure.
Of course I am.
It's like Swenson's, but almost as good as Swenson's.
Okay, we're gonna.
And I got a foot long coney dog with cheese, aka also known as FML, because that's what it did to me.
Okay, well, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on the Chuck Jones Show sites. That's right.
How hard is it for you to get used to saying that?
It's going to take a while. I guarantee I'll accidentally say the other name at some point. So I'm going to start the show now. We're going to go live on Podbean and start the show just like normal.
The Chuck Jones Show on Cartoon Network.
The Chuck Jones Show. Here we go.
You're listening to the Chuck Jones Show. This is an iHeartRadio podcast. And now, live from the Discount Wheelies studio, here's your hosts, Chuck Jones and Billy Carlisi.
All right, welcome to the Chuck Jones Show. This is a trailer, or a test, if you will, of all the systems that we got going on. And that was just a real quick intro I threw together. I'll do something better for the future, but
sure,
it wasn't terrible. So anyway, this is the Chuck Jones Show. This is a talk radio just for you. I'm Chuck Jones, and this is my host, Billy Carlisi.
I really should just change my name to be Carlisi.
Oh, you don't want to be Carlisi?
Now I'm regretting the Billy part.
Oh. Well, you still got it on your StreamYard there. You can change that.
Look, hey, I stick with things. Okay,
you can be whoever you want to be.
What, can I be Chuck?
That would be confusing, but sure.
The Chuck Jones Show with Chuck and I'm Chuck.
Chuck and Chuck. No. So anyway,
maybe I'll change my name to Beef.
Chuck Jones and Beef. Just beef, not not anything else. Just beef.
Just the beef.
No, not the.
Oh, just beef.
And here's your host, Chuck Jones and Beef.
Yeah.
And Beef. So the point of what we're doing, there you go.
Oh shit! Oh God! I'm gonna stop it.
I'm gonna have a seizure. I'm gonna
stop it.
I'm gonna stroke out. I'm gonna stroke out. So tonight basically is just to make sure everything's working. A lot of podcasts do what they call trailers. They'll put out a teaser for their first show, and that's really more about, like, once this is recorded, I'm going to take it and submit it because this is all brand new. It's more totally separate from Leroy and Earl. So,
gotcha.
So I'll have to submit it to iTunes, and that could take, they say, from 2 days to 2 weeks. And in my past experience, it's usually only a couple of days. But you just never know how long it's going to take. So unlike the Leroy and Earl show, this show won't be available tomorrow morning. It might be weeks. You know what I mean? It might be 10 days or whatever. Who knows? And with this whole coronavirus going on, who knows, if that how that might be affecting Apple and their approval process and all that stuff. So
Mhm. Yeah.
so instead of doing this on Wednesday night and then not having a show for anybody on Thursday morning like normal, we're doing it tonight, and hopefully it'll be ready by. So when we do a show Wednesday, it'll be ready Thursday, but
Nice.
we'll see. So it was. I would say it was not as hard, but as hard to restart a new podcast as I thought it would be. Getting all this
Mhm.
stuff, like I was just before, like I think maybe 15 minutes before, so like 10:45, I was done. But I was having problems getting the YouTube stream to hook up
Oh, really?
because everything's brand new. Everything.
What's the name of the? What is it on YouTube?
The Chuck Jones Show.
Oh, that's gonna be hard to find.
No, I checked. I'm the only Chuck Jones show out there.
I'm getting a lot of Cartoon Network
You got to put in
Chuck Jones
the
show.
Chuck
open.
Jones Show.
I put the Chuck Jones show in.
Yeah, you're not
I'm
coming up.
getting all the cartoonists. Well, hold on, I'm scrolling down.
Oh well.
Maybe if I do podcasts.
You on
Yeah,
YouTube?
that's one of the tags, right?
You on YouTube?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, live podcast. Well, you have to figure that out. Just like CK Reviews, it's hard to find you at all.
Not true. Not
It
true.
is- it is true. I was just trying to find it the other day to get the link to put on the new website, Chuck Jones. Right now, it's just chuckjonesshow.weebly.com. I haven't bought it.
Oh yeah, that's how mine is.
I haven't bought a URL yet. I probably will.
Don't do it. Don't
No, it's
do
cheap. It's $15 a year. A year. To have chuckjonesshow.com instead of chuckjonesshow.weebly.com.
it.
So, but anyway, I moved. So you are no longer at any way associated with the Leroy and Earl Show, which is probably good news for you, right?
I'm out of there.
You're out of there. You are just you're a co-host on the Chuck Jones Show. So
Feels good to be alive.
so you don't have to worry about Dave thinking you're not woke. So and
It's turning a new leaf. So so this is not episode 1. This is the pilot episode.
a trailer, we're going to call it. Yeah.
Trailer.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a trailer.
Pilot's good.
It's really just, and I got some news stories, a few things I want to talk about. Dish Network's going to pay you $1,000 to binge watch The Office, and there's a woman who's addicted to eating baby powder, and this one, I would think you would have heard of this one. A Twitch streamer got suspended after accidentally firing a real gun at his monitor. Did you hear about that?
No.
We'll talk about that in a little bit, and that's all we're going to talk about.
Hey, Jake Paul shows up when I search for your show.
All
Look at
right.
Jake Paul.
I guess I'm going to have to check this out, right? Is that what you're making
I'm
me
gonna
do? Here?
I'm gonna refresh.
Is that what you're making me do here? It's one of those things. I'm not that concerned about people finding the YouTube page, Michelle will be on board.
Did she already like the page?
Yes.
Nice. Good for her. What about Anchor?
I don't know about Anchor. Yeah, you're right. Everything's about Chuck Jones, a cartoonist. Okay. I wonder what I would do to change that to
The
make it
link
show up.
on the Facebook to the YouTube.
It will be. I'll make sure it is.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say I'll follow that link. Hello. It's okay. This is why it's a
Yep.
trailer.
That's right. Yep.
Get the hang of things.
And we're just talking about the show, and but there's no bingo cards because this isn't the Leroy and Earl show.
True. Yeah, that's all gone. I can't. I can't do that.
So yeah.
So you're dropping everything.
Well,
This is 100% fresh. This is like fresh start.
this is a brand new podcast. I mean, it's
Okay.
obviously very similar. It's very
Yeah, yeah.
similar to what you and I have been doing the past 6 or 8 weeks
Right.
for
Right.
Leroy and Earl. But
Okay.
Leroy's
I just didn't know how all in you were going to go. But so then should we have Leroy doing the intro?
I think if no one knew that was they didn't know anything about it,
Mm,
they wouldn't. They would just think it was a voice actor.
Okay.
You know what I
okay,
mean?
see what you-
So that's
I see-
kinda-
I
that's-
think
I'm going for the James Earl Jones feel there, kind of.
doesn't sound
It
like
doesn't.
James
No,
Earl Jones.
if James Earl Jones or maybe say a Barry White fell down the stairs and hit
Oh, okay.
his larynx
Yeah.
on the handrail,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's what I'm going for. Get it?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So yeah, it's a 100% brand new show. So Wednesday we're going to do episode 1 of the Chuck Jones Show, and we talked about the name of the show and all that stuff. So I
Mhm.
still feel a little weird about calling it that, but it just seems right. It just seems
It's
like
called the CJ Show.
I could have. I thought about that, but I don't know. This confusion with Chuck Jones, the artist, might be bad. It might be good. Who knows? I mean, most people that are your age don't know who Chuck Jones is. You know what I mean?
No. But I do know who. I forgot his name. The Garfield artist. He died recently.
I don't
a couple
know his
years
name.
ago. Forgot his name.
So, what do you want to be called? Do you want to be
Was that the Peanut?
Billy? Peanut guy
No.
was Charles Schultz.
Oh, yeah, that's who it
Yeah,
is. When
and-
did he die?
I think he's been died for. I think he's been died for quite a while. Nobody is listening live right now, which is understandable. But we are live on YouTube. We are live on Podbean, and we're live on Facebook. And you can call us at 330-474-9833. So Leroy sued me for the name of the show, which forced me to start a brand new show. So the only thing I got from that show was the phone number 330-474-9833. Because
Nice.
he's no longer going to take phone calls on his show. He's going to do his show, I think, live on Podbean, but that's it. And he's going to do it whenever he feels like doing it. And we're not going to have anything to do with that. It's a brand new show. It's talk radio just for you. And we had a little Twitter quibble with Dave, and I'm going to talk about it because it's kind of a bridge between the two shows. So I started the Chuck Jones Show Twitter page, and then I was, everybody was kind of liking it and inviting, and then I shared a GIF that I made. So proud of that. I'm a boomer, and I made my own GIF. Not GIF, meme. Sorry. Billy's shaking his head. If you're not watching on
you're definitely
YouTube.
a boomer.
I'm not a boomer, but I'm a boomer at heart, I guess, is what you're saying. So this Twitter thing, I made a meme, and it was a picture of a White House press corps that had just asked Trump a question, and he told her she sucked, and she was like, this stunned look on her face, and I took a screenshot, and then I plagiarized this funny joke that I saw, because I don't really have any original jokes, rarely. 1 out of 100.
Sometimes.
1 out of 100 of my jokes are original. The other 99 I've heard somewhere else. So,
Jesus.
but
Okay. That's deep odds.
well, I'm just saying. I'm being honest here, okay?
Okay. All right.
So that's this new show is honest. The old show was nothing.
So you mean I can't lie about
no,
things?
you can do whatever you want. I'm
Okay,
not
good,
controlling
good, good.
you. You're your own person. You can do whatever you want on the show.
Thank you.
But anyway, so I posted this picture, and then I wrote. I should bring it up so I can read it verbatim. But
Can you share it to screen?
yeah, I probably could.
Do
Go ahead to
it.
Twitter.
Technology.
I know I do have these abilities. Let's see. Let me go over to notifications. Probably scroll down a little bit. So where did it go? I can't find it. Isn't that perfect? Wait a minute. I'm on Chuck Jones, aren't I? Dang it, that's why. I'm not going to share it. I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
So we're wasting
Fair
time.
enough.
We're wasting time.
Sorry.
I said that, all these people that are in the service industry that are out of work, it really sucks for them, but it sucks more for men because they're losing $1 for every 79 cents a woman is losing. Dave did not like that.
Did not like that.
He did not. In fact, I got to put my glasses on here because I'm a boomer.
Oh
And
shit!
I'm gonna have to read what he said. I can't just let this
Please
go.
do.
I can't just let this go. So I can't
Don't
bring it
want
up.
to misquote him.
I can't bring it up on the screen, but I can read it to you from the tweets here because Michelle chimed in. So I posted it. These shutdowns suck for everyone losing money, but it's worse for men because we're losing $1 for every 79 cents a woman is. And then there's the screenshot.
Okay.
The screenshot.
Amazing.
Dave comes in with his "this joke is bad," and then I said, "Just trying to look on the bright side for women, because that's the tables have turned, you know, so women are losing less
Yeah.
money." I hope this is Dave now. I hope the new show has less jokes where you make me think, "Is he an asshole?" That's gold right there. You gotta love Dave. You gotta love Dave. And I said, "LOL, I'm shooting for a much more woke show. I wouldn't be offended if you unfollowed Leroy and Earl." Now, here's the thing. I do want this to be more like your standard radio talk show,
Yeah.
and less about trying to get attention by being offensive. And that's part of what Leroy and Earl did,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and may continue to do. I don't know what Leroy's plans are. So.
We'll see.
And then Michelle chimed in. I might not listen if it's a woke show. There's nothing fun in that. Good old Michelle. Thank you.
Yeah, baby.
Dave says, not woke, just more woke than current. And I said, woke, not woke. Who's keeping track? And Michelle says, I'm not a fan of woke in any instance. I like comedy to be free, to say whatever you want. If it's funny, it's for me. Probably an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. Dave finishes this off with, I'm not a fan of hack jokes that have been done. I'm not a fan of punching down in the name of comedy. Okay, I mean, I respect Dave's opinion.
Freedom of expression.
Freedom of expression, yeah. So, yeah. You're listening to the Chuck Jones Show live on Podbean. Parkman and Chris has just entered the live studio. Thanks for listening,
Yo.
gentlemen. This is our trailer for the Chuck Jones Show. This is a very first episode. Now we're not
Trailer.
we're not new podcasters. We
Not
have
the first episode.
we have
Come
another
on.
we have another show. This is a first show for this. So, what are your thoughts and feelings on the launch of this new show? I mean, it feels a lot like the old one, obviously.
Yeah, I mean it's different and it's nice too. Like you mentioned about there's not a need to try to get attention by being fucking super weird and stuff, but to try to have a steady stream of talking and like content that wise content. It's late content that works, not stuff that's random.
Doesn't work.
Which don't get me wrong. I mean, that stuff's funny and all, but it definitely I think could push people away. So this will be something that could pull people to us.
Well, the charm of the old show was the two bumbling idiots.
Right. Yeah. Good point.
So when the one bumbling idiot was gone and there was only one bumbling idiot left, it lost some of its charm.
It
So
did lose a charm. Good
and it
point.
was not woke. It was not PC at all.
Right.
Now, I don't feel it was disrespectful in any way, although Dave would grossly disagree, I'm sure. So the other thing that I was going to bring up to you, and that is the fact that if we're going to go this direction, which we are, would you consider curbing your language? We could actually maybe take the explicit off of our podcast.
Okay. So
I mean, is that something you can
wanna
do?
Dial back the swearing.
Is that something are you able to do that? Because some people can't. I can. If you listen to the shows, if you listen to the shows when I'm me, I rarely curse. Rarely.
Okay.
Once in a while I do. I'm not saying I don't ever, but it's fairly part of your vernacular.
It is.
Yeah.
I have a sailor mouth.
And I don't. I'm not offended. I don't care. And if you are like, hey, I want to. This is me, and this is how it's going to be. I don't think taking the explicit label off is going to make any difference.
Well, I wonder what the guidelines are for that. Like maybe I can use certain swear words more than others.
Yeah, I don't know because it's not FCC regulated, so it's not like, I mean, you could say whatever you want. Basically, if it's something you wouldn't say in front of your grandma or a little kid, then it's it's explicit. I think that's a general guideline for podcasts.
For all, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like you said, FCC on the radio, you could say bitch, you can say damn, hell. You can't say ass. You can't say the other few.
Right. I think if we went by that, we could probably, everybody's going to say what the hell or whatever, or I'm going to kick your ass
Right.
or whatever like that. But I think the S word, the F word, the C word,
A word. You can't say A word
the
either.
M or F-er, those words. I think if we could curtail those, we might be able to take the explicit label off.
Okay. Yeah, I could stick to the three main ones.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna hold you to it. You know what I mean? It's like,
You know what though? What you hear at work or on the show is probably about maybe about 60% of what I normally swear. Like if I'm talking normally.
So you're a real potty mouth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my whole life up to about age 17, 18, I was told that I can't cuss and cussing's bad and different religious views on cussing. And once I realized that doesn't matter and that's dumb, floodgates open.
So, okay. So you rebelled. You went the opposite direction.
I don't know about rebelled.
That
I think
sounds
more like
rebellion.
realized I was being lied to.
I get you.
So yeah. But at work, I'm definitely more tame. And then even our conversations at lunch or on the podcast is still more tame than I am normally, which is funny. Because when I'm talking, I'm like, wow, I think I say the F word like every other sentence. Like every other sentence, the F word is going to be in there.
Well, it's you're not extreme by any stretch of the imagination. It doesn't bother me, and if what I'm saying, if it's something you can't stop, or like you're just not subconsciously thinking about it, it's fine. I just thought if we're going to go a complete direction away from the old Leroy and Earl show, why not go completely family friendly? You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
I mean, we're
just the three mains. I can handle
you
it.
can say hell, damn, and what was the other one? Bitch. Okay.
Dude, even Dave Ramsey said bitch. Did I tell you that?
No.
I didn't share that episode, did I?
No.
Yeah, dude, he was ranting and he ended it was like, if you want to bitch and moan. Like,
Okay. Yeah, well that use is a little different than calling somebody a bitch or son of a bitch.
I was like, Dave Ramsey, no, you're supposed to be a saint.
He ain't no saint. Oh, you gotta hold on 1 second. I gotta grab another Jack and Coke.
Okay, do you want me to keep talking? Oh, he's gone. What type of live podcast is this? He just leaves.
Sorry, it was just
like, do you want me to keep talking?
It was just on the other. It was just this mic is clipping, and I don't know why.
Good. I don't hear it.
I can hear it. So anyway, we had some more. Evan and Chris has entered the studio.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, guys? Thanks for listening to the Chuck Jones Show. This is our trailer, our first show ever, and we're excited to be here. We're just testing things out actually tonight. We're normally going to be live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm trying to message somebody on Podbean. Hi. So in the news, if you this is from, let me see the date on this news story here. This is from March 5th. Dish Network started a contest where they will pay you $1,000 to binge watch The Office. And the details are boring, but basically it's like a contest. Not everybody's going to get $1,000 for doing it. So you basically sign up, and now I'm wondering if the fact that not everyone, but a lot of people are at home binge watching stuff, I wonder if this affected their decision
Right.
to do that.
Because there's a lot of binging going on.
So I didn't want to talk about the coronavirus tonight because it's really bumming me out. But I did want to mention this, okay? What the hell? You would think that our government was asking us to, storm the beaches of Normandy or something, as opposed to just stay home. So, one thing that's going to be different on this show than the old show is I feel like it's okay if we talk about our personal lives a little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not obviously private stuff, but you know,
privates.
I
You
said
say our
n-
privates.
I said not privates.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm pouring my shot here. If Michelle
Make sure
was
it's measured. Make sure it's measured.
if Michelle was one of those things, she'd be teasing me. I find it's a way to conserve on whiskey because if I just pour it out of the bottle, I'm always going to pour too much, and the next thing you get less Jack and Cokes. So anyway,
That's what I can't wait for when I get old, like you. I can have a basement and just have whiskey that I pour and measure and put in glasses. Can't
someday, goals, man. You got
wait. That's living the dream.
you got goals. But anyway, so the one thing I want to say about this coronavirus thing is it's so irritating that so many people aren't taking it seriously and they're not staying at home. So one of my part-time jobs that I've done for 15 years is I clean a small church every Saturday, and it takes me about 2 hours. My son helps me now, so it almost takes less time. Pretty easy
Nice. I didn't
job.
know that.
Pretty easy job. It pays way too much. Way too much. Okay? They pay me way too much. That's why I still do it. So almost every church around me that I know of has canceled their services for the next
Okay.
3 weeks, right? Because
Yeah.
the governor of the state of Ohio has said, please stay home. If you don't absolutely have to go out and do it, stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I texted the leaders at the church and I said, I'm assuming you don't want me to come. Just making sure, because they haven't contacted me. And I said, if you're concerned about me and not getting paid, don't worry about it. It's fine. I just wanted to throw that out there. They texted me back, nope, we are going to continue meeting until they mandate that we don't.
Wow.
And I'm like, and it's not a big church. I bet they don't even have 25 people on Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So,
they're like a bunch of old people.
well, they're not all old, no, but I would say they're all boomers, but they're all middle-aged up. So when I got there today, there was somebody there. I don't even know what she was doing, but she's often there on a Saturday. So it's not unusual that she was there, but she wasn't. I mean, like, I wanted to walk up to her and say, are you like not watching the news or why are you here? But it just, the fact that they said they're not going to stop until they're made to stop. That's why governments have to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they're on TV every day saying, please stay at home. If you're low on groceries, go stock up and stay at home for, 10 days or 2 weeks, except for necessities. And people aren't doing it.
But see, the thing is that they exclude the weddings, funerals, and churches it's okay for them to meet. So it's like they're still going to meet because it's okay for them.
Right, but he's not mandating they don't do it yet.
Right.
But they are forcing him. That's what I'm saying. These people,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you saw the governor. You heard his press conference on Friday.
Yeah.
He's basically saying.
And today there's a special one today.
Was there? What'd I miss? Was anything good?
Nothing. Dr. Acton talked for 1,000 years, and I felt even more enraged at her.
I don't know how she comes up with so much material. She should do a podcast.
Yeah, I know. There was a third death in Ohio now, so we're up to 3, and it went from it jumped 78 cases in Ohio over a day.
Yeah, it's
one day
skyrocketing.
Yeah,
and it's going to keep going up. It's going to skyrocket. It's going to keep going up. We're at 279 now. I bet you by next weekend we're at 1,000.
Easily.
Yeah.
It's just been jumping like crazy every week. And the people who died, there's a 76-year-old, there was 81, maybe I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the age of the other one. But
That's why the young people call it the boomer remover.
right. Yeah, it's
But I just, I guess it's because I'm a fairly solitary person, though, although I have a wife and 3 kids that live with me in my home here. But I would love to if shelter in place for 2 weeks.
right.
That sounds like
right.
heaven on earth, man. I got plenty of stuff to do,
There's
plenty-
there's so much stuff to do, stuff to watch, and I can't imagine like having a house, how much more things you have on your list that you can do
Right.
that you've been holding off for a while.
Well, I
to
mean,
do.
I could write a bunch of songs. I could have all kinds of stuff done. That's another thing about the show. I'm going to try and not play any copyrighted music. I'll let Leroy
Mhm.
do that. So, trying to come up
I
with all the
believe in you.
original stuff. Welcome to
Yeah, it's
everybody.
interesting, but it's like when I went to the grocery store today, and I mean, it was still packed. People were still going out and getting a bunch of groceries, and they put like one per person now on toilet paper and chicken and milk is like like they had put one per person now because people were buying so much milk and chicken, and like I mean all the frozen veggies were gone. Like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that's, there again, why are all these people out?
Right.
You
Yeah, get your groceries. You got a stockpile of 1,000 gallons of milk.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think once it's like like how New York and California has done it, where it's like lockdown, then those church groups and weddings and funerals won't happen. Like I have a couple of friends, unfortunately, who were getting married April 3rd, and they just canceled their wedding.
Yeah.
Like I think they were waiting to see what was going to happen, but then they're like, "Oh, we gotta cancel it."
He's like, whew, dodged a bullet.
Dodged a bullet for another month.
Dodged a bullet, man. Like I said, we got Glenn Random Couple Show asked if this is a church show. I said, no, it's just general talk. And he says, haha, said church group. I found the church show. Yes, church group. Oh, he said. Oh, he must have tuned in right as we were talking about.
Oh yeah,
About
I mean,
church.
you may have your segments later on about the Christian rock band. So I mean,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that on this show.
oh, okay, never mind.
That'll be my 3rd podcast.
Oh
That'd be-
my god!
No, I really don't think I'll ever do that. I think about it, but I don't think I would have enough content.
I mean, that's why you could do it on this show.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
I want the show to be. I don't want to like that would really exclude a lot of people. Like nobody listening is going to get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's very pointed at certain people, and so if I did it,
Sure.
I would want to point the show at those people. But
Maybe we could do like a special episode and like let people know ahead of time. Like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about this episode. Then I like kind of give people a heads up, and then boom.
yeah, I mean, if
I'm interested. I mean, I used to listen to Christian bands growing up, so I'd love to hear your take on that.
yeah, well, maybe I will do it then.
Especially
Good.
since I've only heard you talk about Megadeth and what's the other band, the Avenged Sevenfold. So it'd be interesting. I didn't even know you listened to another genre of music before.
I'm a very eclectic music listener. I mean, I have
Except you listen to sea shanties. I had to introduce you to sea shanties.
You didn't introduce me to sea shanties, pal. I mean, I love the whole dynamic between our age differences is hilarious. So, Glenn Random says, as a podcaster who does live shows and talks to the audience, it's difficult to stay on topic, let alone keep a topic going. That's pretty true, man. That's pretty true.
Yeah.
So we've been
agreed.
and we rabbit-tailed. I said I didn't want to talk about coronavirus because it's depressing, but then we started talking about it. But
It's what's new. It's what's hip.
yeah, it's what all the kids are talking about
It's all the kids are talking
out in
about.
the public.
That's right. On the dance floor.
I gotta somehow get out of my funk come Monday morning, because this whole last week was a disaster for me. mentally, and I was just like, because I don't think any of us should be there. I think everybody should be shut down, shelter in place for 2 weeks, and then that would really stunt
Yeah.
this thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know why Tarda went to limited service? Because there's a person that died out there from coronavirus in Toledo. So
Oh.
that's probably why they
But
are taking things a little more serious now.
oh. But then I heard ODOT was saying that we can't cut service. But anyway, we don't want to talk too much about that, and we don't give away
Yeah.
where we work. That's one thing I don't want.
Yes.
I don't know that. I
YOLO.
don't know that I want that out. So yeah.
Interesting.
Well, we did start talking about that because Dish Network was going to pay $1,000 to binge watch The Office.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's a woman who's addicted to eating baby powder, and she wants others to know that they're not alone? And all I got to say about that story is, yes, you are alone.
How is that even
You're-
taste? Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you?
Exactly. Exactly.
What's wrong with people,
I don't
dude?
know.
That's like a lot. That's the beauty and the curse of the internet, man. We find out how truly weird some people can be. Like there's this guy who voluntarily videoed himself and had he won his 50 minutes of fame or whatever, but all he eats is macaroni and cheese. Nothing else.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Everything macaroni and cheese, bro. Kid you not.
Is it Kraft at least?
And,
The cheesiest?
Yeah, I think he had Kraft. He had all different types. But
So he goes out to restaurants. He has to go somewhere where they have mac and cheese.
exactly.
I've
Yep.
heard of people doing that. I saw a story about one guy that ate nothing but fast food hamburgers.
Oh, that's a little better.
He would, yeah. I mean, it's a little more variety, but it's still just hamburgers. You know what I mean? Only hamburgers is all he ate. But yeah, this lady's
Yep.
addicted to
I'll
eating baby powder, and I'm not going to read the story because that's just so stupid. I don't even want to talk about it.
Mhm.
But obviously, she must eat other things. She can't just be eating baby powder; she'd be dead.
Dude, that's so gross.
Glenn Random wants to know the top 3 mac and cheese brands, and obviously Kraft would be number 1. I think.
Wait. Top 3, personal top 3 or the top 3 in sales?
He just says top 3 mac and cheese brands ? So you could take it however you want.
Okay.
What are the top 3 brands? I don't even know if I can name 3. I know there's Kraft. I know there's Velveeta,
Mm-hmm.
and that's I can't think of anything else. You?
Well, Glenn, let me tell you one thing. The only correct way. Whoa. The only
Look at that. What is that?
that's the
Well,
mac
that's-
and cheese link.
That's you. No, that's
The
not.
only correct way to eat mac and cheese, Glenn, is baking. Baked
hey,
mac and cheese.
Put that link in the StreamYard chat.
That's the only mac and cheese that I eat. And growing up, I used to have Velveeta, and I regretted it every single time. But you want to bake the mac and cheese, my brother. It tastes way better, and you always gotta have at least 4 different cheeses in the baked mac and cheese. I go for 5 cheese mac and cheese when I make it, and I bake it, and it tastes phenomenal. But I can't do Kraft. I can't do Velveeta. If
Oh, sorry about that. I screwed up. I accidentally lost him, but I'm going to get him back. Wow. All right. Go back in there. Sorry about this, guys. I use StreamYard, and he sent me a link.
but whatever.
Okay, there he's back.
I'm gonna,
Hey,
I
hey,
go
hey.
provolone,
you can't hear me.
Swiss,
He's been talking the whole
mild
time.
cheddar. Excuse me, sharp cheddar.
He's been
And
talking the
then
whole
if
time.
I'm feeling a little tingly, I'll throw in some Monterey Jack,
Uh,
and then we're golden. We're golden from there.
hey,
Yeah,
most of what you just said we didn't hear.
really.
Because you sent me that link in the private chat.
Uh-huh.
So I went over and clicked on it, and it went to that link.
Oh my god.
But luckily, I thought it completely severed the connection, right? So I thought, man, I'm gonna have to go back into the broadcast studio and send him an email and blah. But when I hit the broadcast studio, it brought us right back here. So
Good God, I don't care. I'm tired.
I wanted you to send me
wait,
that.
I sent it to.
Send it in
I
the
sent it to your Facebook, your personal
right,
Facebook.
and I said put it in the StreamYard chat, not the private chat, the public chat.
I can't comment in the live comments.
Well, you put one up there right at
I
11:04.
put it in the private chat.
No, it's in the standard chat. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, because look, that came through your Facebook. So your Facebook is connected to.
This one? Can you
Yeah,
see it? But I can't go to the
I
link.
sent that to your Facebook.
Oh, okay. So it showed up in the
That's why it's showing my picture right there.
right. Gotcha.
That's weird. Did you get? We're learning things. What did Glenn say about my mac and cheese? Did you hear anything about my mac and cheese?
He said, well, he commented that I hung up on him. He asked, "What's your 5 cheese mix?"
Oh, I did explain that, so you didn't hear that.
Yeah, he
5
didn't.
cheese mix, provolone, Swiss, sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, and if I'm feeling really good, Monterey Jack.
If you're feeling really good,
Yeah, and sometimes I'll switch out the Swiss cheese for Kobe.
Kobe.
And let me tell you what, man, it is sizzling, gooey, cheesy. Sometimes I'll put in a block of Velveeta, but I don't like how Velveeta feels and looks. It looks very fake, which I mean, it is. But I'd rather stick with the other cheeses. Rip them up, shred them up, throw them in there, boom, boom. It's really good.
He's suggesting some feta.
Feta.
Yeah.
Okay. I never tried.
That does
putting
sound
feta
good.
in there.
That sounds good. Now,
Okay.
my
Thanks, Glenn.
my youngest daughter, who's 13, loves Kraft mac and cheese, the cheesiest.
Mhm.
So we have that probably 2 or 3 days a week, and it's pretty good when it's fresh. You know, when you've just made it and you just put the butter and the cheese, and you got to make it with real butter.
Right.
Put the butter and the milk, and then you serve it up. It's pretty damn good. But within 10 minutes, it turns to garbage. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Agreed.
And then you can't
Agreed.
reheat it. So that's
Yeah.
mac and cheese. How do we get on mac and cheese? Oh, the lady
You were
that eats
we were
baby
talking about
powder.
so the video I sent you, which showed up on the YouTube feed,
It did.
is the video that I was watching where a guy said he's only eaten mac and cheese for the past 17 years. So I was just sending that to you personally to watch later, but now everyone has the link.
It's 18 minutes. It's 18
Yeah,
minutes
don't
long.
watch the whole thing. You get the gist of you see this guy eating mac and cheese, and he explains all the different types of mac and cheese he has and stuff, and which one he likes.
Well, I wonder if he must put meat and stuff in it and stuff.
No.
How could you eat just mac and cheese and not be unhealthy?
I mean, he looks
No vegetables,
kinda
no
unhealthy.
protein.
He looks kind of unhealthy.
Yeah.
I don't know. He didn't specify any other food, and it could just be like a quick 15 minutes of fame thing too. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm not going to eat just mac and cheese for 17 years just to get 15 minutes of fame. No
right.
thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks. Yep.
Yep.
Add that bacon, baby. So anyway, that we got talking to that about this woman who eats baby powder, which is worse. Have you seen the new Subaru? In the 2020 Motor Show, they have a Subaru called the Forester Ultimate Customized Kit Special Edition.
Jesus.
Now, if you didn't catch that, I'll go over it again. The Forester Ultimate Customized Kit Special Edition.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
FUCKS. So Subaru has a 4-letter word car. Yep, it's the F edition. I'm not gonna say that because we're family friendly now.
That's right. That's right. Wow. That's how did
Millennials.
no one
Millennials.
where was marketing? Where was marketing?
They went through the whole process, and then when they got done, they're like, "Oh, wait a minute."
Why do they have
FUCKS.
to add the custom? Like, come on. Whatever. I'm only here's the thing. I've settled on this. By the way, I don't think I've told you this, but I settled on this. Once I'm done paying off my student loans and we start saving for a house, I'm gonna start saving up for a car. And you know, I've had a lot of fantasy cars. My favorite all-time car is a Viper. I want to get a Viper one day. Love that car. But I just really have a deep urge to purchase an H2 Hummer. I don't know why.
An old one or one of the new ones they're making?
They're not making any more new ones.
They are. Hummer's making
They're bringing them back.
all electric.
The H2.
Yep. Well,
That's
I don't know if it's calling it H2, but Hummer is going to.
No, not the electric one's not an H2.
Yeah. What's going to be the H10?
Not going. Yeah, but I want an H2, dude. I just don't know. I drove one once, and I just always think about that one time I drove one and how I want one.
They're pretty
Especially with
impressive.
gas prices being $159.
Yeah, by the time you get one, that'll be $459.
That's true. That's true. And make a dream.
Now, yeah, I mean, Hummers are pretty awesome. I remember when they first came out way back in, I don't even remember when. When was it? Late 80s, early 90s, maybe the mid 90s when they first came out. They were impressive. I wanted
Talking
one.
about the H1?
Yeah, the very first ones.
Yeah, okay.
I
You
wanted one.
probably, saw,
What's that?
you probably saw one of those in duty.
I drove one, yeah. Drove one a lot.
Oh, really?
That was my job, actually, in the
Nice.
military, was to drive a Hummer. Of course, they were military Hummers, not private.
Yeah.
But
Bare bones.
yeah, there was no stereo, no AC.
Your stereo was the shrapnel and
That's right.
gunpowder going
The
around.
stereo was my own beatbox. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
Stop. Please stop. Stop.
So, and our last story we're going to talk about tonight is a Twitch streamer, which I'm surprised you didn't hear about this, was suspended from Twitch for accidentally firing a real gun at his monitor. A professional Call of Duty streamer who brandished a gun on
That's
stream
why I
and
don't know.
accidentally
Duty.
fired a round into his desk has been suspended from Twitch and dropped from his esports organization.
Oh my God.
Last night during a live stream, this is from March 5th, so this isn't new, but it's
What's the guy's name?
I'm sure we'll get to that here in a minute. Last night during a live stream from inside his home, Call of Duty trick shot specialist and former FaZe clan member Carl Reimer.
For FaZe. I don't know the name, but I know about the FaZe clan.
Yeah, pulled out a pistol. Bitch, well, I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, you're good.
Bitch, say I ain't got money, he jokingly said while holding it. And an open can of Coors Light beer was visible on his desk during the clip. Reimer then pulled the trigger, and to his apparent surprise, the weapon discharged a round, and he's now been suspended from Twitch. Now, I would love to have seen that because I've seen people fire guns that didn't think they were loaded when they were. In fact, I'll share this story with you. It's another personal story. This is from way back in the day. This would have been 95, maybe 94. I had a bunch of buddies. I had only been out of the military for a short period of time, so I was still into guns and all that stuff. And I had a bunch of buddies of mine. Actually, none of them were in the military. We were just friends, and we were gun enthusiasts. Let's put it that way. Okay, we had a lot of guns. We went to gun shows. We went out firing at the gun ranges and stuff like that. And as young people like to do when they have something they really like, they like to sit around and talk about it, right? And if it's an item, they might have it and they might play with it, right? I mean, we're all just big kids, right? So we're still playing with our toys.
Yeah.
So a lot of things we used to do, we would just sit around and you would look at the gun and you would clean it and you would polish it and you would sight in. You would look down the sights at the wall, you know. It's not loaded. You wouldn't even have a magazine in it. Well, one of the guns that we all had was an AK-47.
Good gun.
Glenn wants to know if we have a schedule for the show. Yes, we are normally live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Podbean and YouTube and Facebook. And this show, this show is will be up somewhere soon. I haven't submitted it yet to any services, but the audio will be. So anyway, we had these AK-47s, and this good friend of mine would always keep loaded magazines laying around. Like part of his game that he liked to do was load the magazines and then unload them and load them, right? And
Terrible.
he would often click a magazine in, and aim in, pull the trigger, right?
Mhm.
And we all told him, dude, there's no point in having loaded magazines close by around. We told him, that's not a good idea.
Right.
You want to put in an empty one, that's fine. But if you have 2 empty ones over here and 3 loaded ones sitting over here and they get mixed together, something bad could happen. Well,
Mhm.
guess what happened? I was
He
actually,
shot himself.
no one got hurt, thank God, but someone could have easily gotten murdered because
Right. Easily.
easily we were. I was telling him this. We were in California. I lived in California at the time, and I was telling him that I had plans for my wife and I to move back to Ohio, where I was from. And he and I were really close friends, so he was upset. He wasn't happy, and I was upset. And we're both playing with our guns, and he picks up a magazine, loads it, pulls back, cocks it, aims in at a TV, a big console TV. It's got the big fake wood sides and stuff. This is back in
Mhm.
'95, so this TV's
Back
probably
in
from
the
the '80s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls the trigger, and boom. We're in a tiny apartment in that was so loud, AK-47 being shot off in a tiny apartment. The bullet went through the TV, didn't touch, just went through the wood on one side, came out the other side, didn't touch any of the electronics in the TV. The TV still worked.
Mm-hmm.
Guy had the TV for years. Then the bullet went into the floor, cut a swath or whatever you call it in the carpet of probably about 3 feet long, and then the concrete floor. That caused the bullet to break into two, and then it went into the only 10 feet of outside wall in the apartment complex. And we couldn't find any exit on the outside of the wall.
Amazing.
So if he had been aiming literally anywhere else, it would have went through a wall where someone else would have been.
Right.
So it was huge miracle. I don't really believe in miracles because this ain't a church show, Glenn Random. But it was a huge lucky break that and the cops never even showed up. We thought for sure, we just sat there waiting for the cops. We figured a firearm goes off at like 11 o'clock on a Friday night. Somebody's calling the cops, right? Nope, no cop showed up. But so that's my relation to this guy. And I'll never forget his face when the gun went off. And he dropped it, and he was sitting down, so he's sitting down in like the prone position, and so this guy obviously is doing his Twitch show with a loaded pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and then didn't realize it was loaded when he fired it.
I sent you the video, by the way.
Oh, he did. Okay, I'll check it out
private
later.
chat.
I'll check it out later. That's it's pretty cool. I'm glad you're on this show.
Hey man, I got your back.
And I think I won't cut you out again. I'm so glad it came right. So glad it came right back to you. I thought for sure that was pretty much the end of the show.
Hey man, props to what the hell is this platform we're using with the duck? What's it called?
StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard. Yeah, I've tried 4 different ones now, and StreamYard is definitely by far the best, easiest to use, and I was able to easily switch it from the old show to this show on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, we're live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and Podbean. I really appreciate Glenn and Evan and Parkman for listening to this trailer of the Chuck Jones Show. I'm Chuck Jones, and this is my host. What's your name? What do you want to be called?
Steve.
Steve. Are you Steve? You better change that in
I'll change the Steve.
in your StreamYard description there.
Yeah.
Chuck Jones and Steve. Steve-O. We don't call you Steve-O. No. So a couple of news items that I was gonna talk about that is now almost irrelevant is that Panera Bread is offering a $9 a month unlimited coffee. Now I suppose they're probably still open for carryout. So Glenn says Stevie. You like Stevie. Chuck and Stevie.
Chuck and Stevie.
Chuck and Stevie. Yeah, Panera's offering $9 a month unlimited coffee. So you could stop every day and get a cup of coffee for $9 a month. That seems pretty good if you stopped every day, right? Or say 5 days a week.
And would they allow you to go through the drive-through? Because some of them have drive-through.
Oh, I'm sure they would. Sure they would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
Especially-
if you buy a drive-through one.
Especially now, considering you can't eat there.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a pizza tonight. It's the first thing food I've even gotten since Ohio's went on what they call a soft lockdown. It's basically the
Where'd you get your pizza from?
Giannino's. We
Ooh,
have that's a local place here in Ohio, and
not bad, not bad.
it's funny they had a big sign on the counter that said, "Please stand away from the counter till your pizza's ready." And I saw it and I was really close to it, and I was like, "What do I do? She's getting ready to hand it to me." I was like in a state of panic. What am I supposed to do? So yeah,
When I went grocery shopping today, they have this huge, huge plexiglass, basically blocking the entire cashier from like the belt all the way to the card reader, and it's just this tall, huge. It was taller than me, huge. I'm like, man, they're not messing around
Right.
here. Like they
Yeah.
don't want anyone talking to you.
well, some people are taking it seriously.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, some are and some aren't. Enough or not? I got to be honest with you. I'm hoping for a full shelter in place, but that still doesn't mean we're going to get to.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Thanks.
All my friends work from home.
Yeah, everybody I know is either at home or doesn't have a job. But Glenn says it's good stuff. He's going to try back Wednesday at 7.
Hey,
that'd be
thanks,
awesome, Glenn. We'll definitely be here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Yes, sir.
talking about what's going on. This is the Chuck Jones Show. This is talk radio just for you, and we call it that because we want people to participate. And it's funny, I'm 99% sure that our number 330-474-9833 is working fine. And ever since it's been working fine, nobody will call. Every week that it doesn't work, somebody tries. What are the odds? What are the odds? So, big yawn from Steve. So we're going to shut this show down now. We appreciate everybody listening, everybody on Podbean.
Something about 11 o'clock, man. I just get wrecked.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
not me. I think I went to bed last night at 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, my weekend time is typically between. The earliest I'm going to go to bed on a Friday or Saturday is 1:30. The earliest.
Okay.
Earliest.
Earliest. Dang.
So between 1:30 and 3:30, I'll go to bed.
You're a mad lad.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm always so tired all week.
Yeah, you're like.
I gotta-
go to bed at
I gotta-
midnight. Oh man.
I got like a solid 3.5 hour difference in my bedtime during the week than on the weekend. So
That's crazy. You're a night owl.
I am. Yep.
Amazing.
All right. Again, appreciate everybody listening to our trailer show. We like to call it a trailer show, and we're gonna try to keep playing not copyrighted music on this show. Part of the goal. So, see you guys next week. Next week would be Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Podbean. Thanks for listening. It was a pretty productive Podbean. I guess a lot of people are hanging out doing nothing on a Saturday night. So
That's a good point.
see you later, YouTubers.
Bye bye. You have to send me a link